All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the sincere apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who are my teachers, and peace and salutations to you brothers out there preaching this word in truth and sincerity. This is the brother Yahweh Shop with another lesson. And basically today, man, just giving a news and prophecy update, linking up the scriptures with what's going on in the world. And pretty much what we're about to see is the devil crack down with that great wrath. All right, pertaining to Revelation 12 and 12. All right, and these things are going to take place, and we see these things happening very quickly. All right, you have the wars and rumors of wars. All right, across the pond. All right, and we see that war is escalating, and it's only going to get worse. All right, and matter of fact, you just had America send B-52 bombs over there to Israel. And so, hey, these things, it's about to get nuclear. It's about to turn into a push button war. And then over here in America, you're having a civil war, all right, brewing. You're having race wars, all right, and then martial law is very soon going to be implemented, man. And so I have a couple articles here that I want to read for you, and read the scriptures, and however the Zod lesson is edifying and uplifting of the spirit. And so, without further ado, the title of this article is the Nevada National Guard to stand by at polls on election day across northern and southern Nevada. And so it reads, in preparation for a secure and efficient election day, Governor Joe Lombardo announced Monday that he would activate the Nevada National Guard to support state and local efforts across the state. The governor emphasized his desire for a safe and smooth election day, excuse me, detailing that 60 members of the National Guard will be activated and stationed on standby in both Carson City and Las Vegas. And that's right, man. And the reason why they're doing this is because you've been having a lot of talks of people rebelling against the government, which is actually spoken about in the scriptures. So before I continue here, I want to grab this in the book of Second Ezra, chapter 15, and we're gonna go ahead and start at verse 14, and it reads, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And that, hey, we're seeing it draw very nigh, man. You're having the famines, all right, take place. You're having the wars and pestilences, man. You've been having hurricanes just bombard the I believe it was the West Coast, if I'm not mistaken. It might be the East Coast, over there in Florida as well. All right, there's been nothing but hurricanes hitting that place. What you just seen happen in North Carolina, all right, and then at the same time you're having this immigration issue where you're having a whole bunch of immigrants that were released from prison from different countries that are now invading America. All right, and then you also have sleeper agents that have been invading America, working for different nations. These things are all taking place, man, and so much is happening that they're forgetting that these things have already taken place. They forget that a whole bunch of men from the ages of 25 to 35, which is of a military age, they came in America and ditched their they ditched their IDs and got they got a new identity. And then you also have these Venezuelan gangs that have been invading America, taking over hotels, taking over apartments and shit. So the sword and their destruction is drawing nigh. All right, and so it says, I'll read that again, 2 Ezra 15 and verse 15. And it says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And so, at this point, it doesn't matter who wins, whether it's Trump or whether it's Harris. Hey, you're definitely gonna have a civil war that's gonna pop off, man. And that's why they're activating that National Guard in preparation, quote unquote preparation, right? So these things are all first and foremost, it's all ordained by the Heavenly Father, and then second, excuse me, and then second, you have Esau that's planning this out because he wants to implement his NWO, all right, and he wants to chip everybody. And this is it's going to be reasons like this why he's going to convince the people to take it, which is the mark of the beast. And so, continuing it back in this article, it says, The activated guardsmen will be ready to assist with several key responsibilities, including traffic control, building security, and coordinating communication across Nevada. Should additional support become necessary, Lombardo assured residents that the activation is a proactive measure with no anticipated need for the National Guard to actively deploy. And so they're telling this to pretty much keep the people at bay, to keep them out of a panic, because if they find out that the National Guard is being deployed to subdue the Americans, hey, then people would start freaking out. They would immediately start fighting back. But they say these things, excuse me, they say these things to keep them at bay and to keep them pretty much in a docile state, all right, to where they're not fighting back and they're willingly accepting everything that's being told unto them. And so, continuing it, it says, after consulting with stakeholders across the state, I have decided that a precautionary activation of the National Guard makes sense at this time. We do not expect that these personnel will need to be deployed, Lombardo said, stressing the importance of preparation. As a first responder, I know firsthand the importance of being prepared, and this decision reflects my commitment to safety and preparedness on election day. And so that's the thing with the devil, man, is they're constantly telling you it's for your own good. They're telling you that what they're doing is for your betterment. Same thing that they did with these schools that they have you put your kids in. Same thing that they did with these vaccines that they had your kids take. All right, same thing that they did with pretty much everything, the Wi-Fi, the cars, all of it. They're telling you it's better for you when in reality it's actually killing you. You know, and so it says, Lombardo added, as always, I am deeply grateful to the men and women of our National Guard, and I appreciate their service to our state and country. And so from here, I want to real quick grab the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, and I'm going to start at verse 1. And it reads, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. And that's right, because, hey, like it says in verse 2, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of Hadawan so cometh as a thief in the night. And so that's why it's important that you stay on your guard, you stay on your watch, watching with everything that's going on. And so it says in verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And that's right. And so pretty much what we're seeing is this exact thing, is they're telling people peace and safety. We're doing this for your betterment. We're doing this to make sure everything goes smooth. All right, but in reality, they're having nefarious plans behind closed doors. Because Edom, the devil, he likes to work in a gradualization, all right, to where he's gradually doing things, man. It's a slow but constant effort that's building up to his nefarious plan. And it says in verse 4, but ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. And that's right, because we know that this isn't just for some and just in case, type of situation. We know that the National Guard being deployed means something bigger. All right, and then on top of that, you just had several billionaires dump a whole bunch of their stocks. So hey, things are about to pop off, man. But you're not in darkness. You know what's going on. And so it says, verse 5, ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. And that's right. So it's important that you pay attention to everything that's going on, man. And so back in this article, it reads, with this decision, Nevada joins a handful of states activating National Guard units to ensure public safety and logistical coordination during elections. The governor's office has assured voters that these measures are designed to support a calm and orderly voting process while maintaining robust safety protocols. And so when they shall say peace and safety, a sudden destruction will come upon them. And so that's what we're seeing. And it's not just Nevada. You have several other states that are activating their National Guard for election day as well. So hey, it's coming. Martial law. All right. All hell is about to break loose. All right. And so the interesting thing about this as well is when I was looking this up, I had to do some digging. Now it wasn't no super long process, but I had to make several attempts to even find this article. And so Esau is hiding these things because he doesn't want people knowing what he's doing, man. And so from here, I have one more article, man, and this pretty much, this is no coincidence. All right, so this article, it says, tr- excuse me, Trump suggests he'll use the military on the enemy from within the U.S. if he's reelected, and that's right. And so if Trump gets reelected, hey, well, guess what? He's gonna use the military to go ahead and crack down on everybody he believes to be an enemy of the U.S. All right, the enemy within. All right, because you have these immigrants that are invading, man. You have these sleeper agents that are invading. So this isn't some coincidence, man. That he states this, and then they activate the National Guard a couple weeks later. And so this article reads, during his first term as president, Donald Trump tested the limits of how he could use the military to achieve policy goals. If given a second term, the Republican and his allies are preparing to go much further, reimagining the military as an all-powerful tool to deploy on U.S. soil. And that's right. So, hey, it's gonna be man, I'm trying to think. It's gonna be pretty much where they're gonna force you to get down and lay down, And so it says he has pledged to recall thousands of American troops from overseas and station them at the U.S. border with Mexico. He has explored using troops for domestic policy priorities such as deportations and confronting civil unrest. He has talked of weeding out military officers who are ideologically opposed to him. Trump's vision amounts to a potentially dramatic shift in the role of the military in U.S. society, carrying grave implications for both the country's place in the world and the restraints that have traditionally been placed on domestic use of the military. So these things it's only going to get worse. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 12. And it reads, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And that's right. Esau can see that these prophecies are passing, despite how much knowledge he tried to hide. It did him no good, because the Heavenly Father allowed this truth to prevail nonetheless. All right, and real quick, also, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, and where is it at? He might be chapter 50. It's like you, bear with me. God, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 43. And it reads, the king of Babylon hath heard the report of them, and his hands waxed feeble. Anguish took hold of him, and pangs as of a woman in travail. And so that's right. The king of Babylon heard the report of them. He's heard the report of the prophets, man. He's heard them preaching and prophesying against him. These nations know that when a prophet gets on the scene, a judgment comes in between, like the brothers like to say. But pretty much they know that when a prophet comes on the scene, the Lord is going to be right behind them with the judgment that they have pronounced against that kingdom. And so, Esau knows that his kingdom is about to fall. He knows that his kingdom is about to be destroyed. The same way that we're seeing the signs is the same way that he's seeing the signs, man. He's seeing the signs in the sun, the moon, the stars. All right, he's seeing the wars. He's hearing the rumors of wars. All right, he hears the prophets out on the corners in pretty much every city all over the world. And then he also has the kingdom being divided against itself. All right, which we know that a kingdom divided against itself shall not stand. All right, and so he knows, man. All right. And so back in this article, it says, as Trump's campaign heads into its final stretch against Democratic Vice President Kamala Harris, he is promising forceful action against immigrants who do not have permanent legal status. Speaking in Colorado on Friday, the Republican described the city of Aurora as a war zone controlled by Venezuelan gangs, even though authorities say that was a single block on the Denver suburb and the area is safe again. And so these things only going to get worse, man. It's just going to continue to wax worse and worse as we continue within this kingdom, man. And so it's time that we prepare spiritually. Well, really, it's been time. But if you haven't been, it's time that you prepare spiritually for the things that are about to take place. All right, because all hell is about to break loose. You're going to have Jacob's trouble, martial law, race wars. These are all going to happen at the same time. All right, and so from here, and I'll post these articles in the description, but from here, we'll go ahead and end it off on this in the book of Revelation, chapter 14. And we'll start at verse 14. And so it reads, "And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle." And this is talking about Yahushua. Excuse me. And it says, "And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, Thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time of is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe." And we know that pertaining to the scriptures, the harvest is the end of the world, and Babylon's destruction coincides with that. And real quick, I want to grab this in the book of Jeremiah 51. And right to the point in verse 33, and it says, "For thus saith God, the one of hosts, the power of Israel, the daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor. It is time to thresh her, yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come." And that's right. So we're coming into that time of her harvest. And so back in it, the book of Revelation chapter 14 and verse 16. And it says, "And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. And another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, Thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe." And that's right, because it's time of Babylon's destruction. And so it says, which them thrusting in their sickle is symbolic for judgment. And so it says, verse 19, "And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of God. And the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horse bridles, and by the space of 1,600 furlongs." So pretty much, there's going to be so much death and destruction that's going on that there's going to be it's written that the mountains are gonna be covered in blood, man. And so it's about to get worse. So keep your guard up, man. Keep your head on a swivel. Maintain your watch. Maintain your steadiness in your studying and your faith. All right, continue to exercise your faith, because very soon that's all we're gonna have. And so with that being said, I pray that this lesson was edifying, uplifting of the spirit. Know that the days of trouble are at hand, but be not troubled, for the Lord Yahweh and his son Yahweh are with us. And we will, we're not only called, we're chosen. We will be saved from this destruction, man. And so once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Until the next time I say, Shalom.